What up, y'all? Tina here. Let's get into this academics accusation. So, what I've gathered from the story pretty much is academics and his current girlfriend, Cheyenne, are going through a very nasty breakup. They've been in a toxic relationship. And I guess she's threatening to expose some private or sensitive information about academics. So, he decided to come out and tell the story ahead of time. So, right now, we're dealing with two women. We're going to be dealing with Cheyenne and Miss Zia. So try not to get them confused, okay? Cheyenne is the current girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. Miss Zia is the one who is accusing him of. So let's first hear from the young lady, Miss Zia, who is coming with the claims of assault. This supposedly happened around 2022. So this isn't like something that just happened within the past week or month. This happened about a year ago, but let's hear what she has to say.
I look crazy right now, but I'm not going to stand here and let this man continue to lie about me. That's not what happened, academics. You know that that's not what happened. And for you to pretend that you didn't do anything, that I just went to your house and I'm just some thought, like we didn't know each other for 2 years. You tried to save yourself after your friends are whether or not you got drunk or not. I know that when you woke up, you were on top of me too. You too, and a kit was done. You know what? I'm gonna come back with my own story. This what you wanted, you're about to get it. I've been quiet for way too long.
All right, so once again, what prompted her to speak out is academics and his current girlfriend, Cheyenne, are going through a breakup. Cheyenne threatened to expose this information, but academics went on his podcast to tell the story first because Cheyenne is essentially blackmailing him and holding it over his head like, I got dirt on you, don't make me put your dirt out. So he decided to air his own laundry first. So right now you got 3 people involved with this whole messy situation. Currently, we've only heard, a slight portion of Miss Zia's story. We don't really have the full details, but obviously based on the video, she's threatened to talk more. Tasha K has came out and said, hey, come on my platform. You can tell your story there. Y'all know Tasha K don't mind getting in the mess. But until we get her full side of the story, I'm going to give you guys the cliff notes of what academics said happened. So here's the story. Academics said him and Miss Zia had been kicking it on and off again for about 2 years. She's just this cool girl, a down chick, someone he could think about wifing up, but they wasn't really on a boyfriend and girlfriend level. They kind of was just like maybe friends who kind of messed around every once in a while. She was a really cool girl, and he thought of her as a good girl. He said she never did anything shady to him. She was just one of the good ones. So he was having a little kickback at his house. He hadn't seen her in a while, so he offered to send her an Uber to come to the house and to hang out. It's a normal kickback. People are drinking. People are partying. Academic says he gets so drunk that he eventually just passes out and falls asleep. Fast forward, it's about 4 a.m. His homeboys come, wake him up like, hey, yo, we finna go. Come lock the door. We finna leave. So he gets up, lets his homeboys out. He goes back to sleep. He wakes up a couple hours later, and he's probably like, yo, it's been a wild night. Let me check my cameras. Let me make sure nobody stole nothing. So he's watching the footage because he's been passed out. And as he's looking at the video, he sees that his friend, Miss Zia, actually hooks up with his 2 homeboys. He's watching the footage of 2 of his homeboys and Miss Zia getting busy on his pool deck, okay? He is tight. He's upset. He's pissed off. In his head, he's thinking like, yo, I invited you down to come hang with me. How you end up with my boys? He says she eventually wakes up. She's in great spirits. She had an awesome night. It was fun, had a great time. At this point, she doesn't know that he knows that she hooked up with his homies. So he's kind of playing stupid. He's playing a little dumb. So he's trying to get her to pretty much like openly consent to everything that happened. So they're talking and he's like, yo, you straight? Was everything cool last night? Are you okay? You safe? Was everybody good? Did you have a great time? And she's like, yeah, I had fun. So at this point, he's getting angry. He's boiling on the inside because he's like, yo, you really sitting here playing in my face like I brought you down to come hang with me, and now you all giggly and happy-go-lucky about what happened last night. So he openly admits that his feelings are hurt. He's crushed, and he decides to manipulate her and kind of shame her. He says this in his video, like he shames her. He pretty much says like, hey, yo, you might want to get an STD test because I seen there was some unprotected activities going on last night while I was sleeping. You know, my boys is kind of wild. You might want to get checked. She's like, what? Like, what you talking about? He's like, yeah, I seen it on the camera. Like, y'all was getting busy on the pool deck, so you might want to get checked. She starts acting confused, like, nah, ain't nothing like that happened. What you talking about? By then, he's even more madder on the inside because he feels like, now you playing in my face. So he pretty much tells her like, yo, my mom's on the way here. You got to go. I got to clean up. So I'm about to get you a ride and get you on up out of here. She's left at this point, but they're still having the conversation via text and phone call. They're still talking about it. And he's saying she's extremely apologetic in the text message, like, yo, I would never do something like this. Can you please send me the video? I don't know what happened. Let me see what you saw. So he sends her like one video of her undressed or in the process of getting undressed. And by then she's getting more upset. Like, yo, send me more video. Like, I don't remember this. Send me some more video. So while she's wanting more information, he's sitting at home getting even more madder because he's like, yo, I got to keep watching this footage of you having a good time with my homeboys and you want me to keep watching this and sending you these videos. I'm not about to keep doing this. But she continues to push the issue. She's saying like, oh, I'm drunk. I don't remember none of this happening. Please send me more. I want to see more. He's home pressed and he's like, yo, I'm not about to keep sending videos. Like, I'm just done with this. He says she keeps saying like, yo, I can't believe this happened. You're right. I do need to go get checked for STDs. And you know there's going to be a blank kit involved. And he's like, yo, do what you got to do. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I was asleep. I don't know what happened. He says he doesn't hear from her, 2 or 3 days go by, he doesn't hear from her, and she eventually texts him or calls him and is like, yo, I need your homeboys' names and their phone numbers. And he's like, bro, I'm not finna give you nothing. Like, leave me alone. He's still in his feelings. It ain't funny because my feelings would be hurt too. If my little boo-boo did something with my homeboys, I'd be pissed too. So he's like, leave me alone. Stop texting me. I ain't giving you nothing. So obviously, she goes to the police station to file a police report, and she's saying that the two friends assaulted her and that Academics has the evidence, but he refuses to give it to her. He won't give her the video, and he won't give her the names and phone numbers of the guys who did it. Academics says, within a day or so, the police show up at his house. They kick his door in. They make him come to the station. They get the video footage, they review everything, and obviously the police felt like, okay, based off of everything we have here, we're not going to charge anybody. We don't think anything happened, and the case just disappears. And here we are today, him telling this story to get ahead of it so his current girlfriend won't blackmail him with it. So he's saying, hey, I ain't do nothing, and the police feel like nobody did nothing. And then you have her saying, hey, not only did your buddies do something, but you were involved too. So who do y'all believe based off of these details? It's a weird little story. Now, he's being extremely detailed. He's very braggadocious. He's told this story at least twice that I've heard. He thinks that this is completely over and it's done. But I would be very careful if I was him. These things can always be reopened, reinvestigated. There could be brand new charges added. These things can get out of hand. If you don't believe me, ask R. Kelly, okay? Or ask Puff Daddy. Look at all these people who are going through these things. If I was him, I would probably just shut up. He should shut up. Now, there is a video floating around on social media of a woman screaming and yelling, and people are mislabeling it, saying, this is the night of the assault of Miss Zia, but that's not it. Academics said this is a video of like last night or 2 nights ago of the current girlfriend, Cheyenne, coming to his house, like tearing stuff up, going crazy because they going through the breakup. So that video that you see in the blue has nothing to do with Miss Zia. I'm going to keep it real. We can't be mixing these narratives up if we want to get to the truth. And you know what? You know what's wild about this story? As you listen to him tell the story, he's obviously so very heartbroken that Miss Zia did this to him. Like, he is hurt. He is destroyed. But you know what? He don't have no smoke for his homeboys. Like, these is your boys. If this was your girl, let's just say even on a platonic level, like let's just say there was nothing romantic with you and Miss Zia. No matter how drunk you got, you should have made sure she was square. Regardless if y'all were platonic or romantic, she should have been your main concern if you're really this heartbroken about her. That's my opinion. Like, when you felt yourself getting so drunk, you probably should have been like, hey, come in the room with me, like roll with me. Or maybe you should have even said, hey, I'm drunk. I'm gonna call you an Uber to make sure you get home safely. Like, if you know you hang around some grimy homeboys, why would you get so drunk and pass out and leave your girl or your homegirl in an environment that could be hostile to her? Now, if you want to watch his video of him explaining this, it's about 30 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes. I'll put the link in my description. I'll also link Miss Zia's video as well. But how do you think this thing is going to play out? I personally think this could get very interesting, especially now that Tasha K is involved. We all know, anybody who knows about Tasha K knows she really, sometimes Tasha K don't have any boundaries. I think since the Cardi B lawsuit, she is a lot more careful on how she does things, but Academics seems to think this is over. I think this might just be reopening a can of worms that maybe he should shut up about. What do y'all think? Leave your comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.